Welcome to our channel. When reflecting on human history, images of prophetic figures and epic battles mentioned in the Bible may come to mind first. But did you know that there are ancient stories lost to time, revealing secrets of an era never fully recounted? Among these is the story of the Nephilim, giant beings, descendants of forbidden unions between fallen angels and humans. These entities not only demonstrate the intersection of divine and human realms, but also unveil mystical conflicts between good and evil, where fear and divine power clash in intense battles. The Nephilim serve as a cautionary tale about crossing natural boundaries and a reminder of the diversity and mysteries within ancient civilizations. According to some studies, the tale of the Nephilim appears in the Book of Enoch, an ancient text excluded from canonical Bibles yet influential across cultures and beliefs for centuries. Join us as we delve deeper into the mysteries and hidden messages of these ancient stories. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the most mystical and intriguing tales from the ancient world. The legendary giants, led by figures like Hoya and Maui, were powerful and complex beings. While not inherently evil, their actions, from uncontrolled resource consumption to preying on humanity, plunged their world into chaos. These creatures highlight complex moral dilemmas, reminding us of the dangers of unchecked power. Records of the Nephilim and giants have been preserved for centuries through various forms, including the Dead Sea Scrolls and Manichaean manuscripts. These texts provide a unique perspective on the conflict between power and moral responsibility. However, for reasons still unclear, they were excluded from mainstream history. In 1947, a shepherd discovered a cave near the Dead Sea containing ancient texts about giants, as documented in this book. The scrolls, dating back to the 2nd–3rd centuries BCE, reveal stories of a mythical world and struggles between angels and humans. Far from being mere myths, they also pose questions about morality and power. Excluded from mainstream knowledge, the book became a part of mystical treasures, unlocking secrets of an ancient past, accessible only to those patient and passionate about decoding them. These ancient texts, thousands of years old, are priceless heritage preserved in Qumran, a barren land seemingly forgotten by time to ensure their survival until today. These scrolls not only reconstruct Jewish history, but also unravel new facets of ancient religious beliefs and thoughts. They raise questions about the evolution of religion and the preservation of sacred texts over millennia in Qumran's enigmatic spaces. This helps us better understand the intersection of culture and religion in an ancient era. Besides canonical texts, the caves at Qumran hold mysterious manuscripts challenging traditional understandings of history and faith. Documents like the Community Rule and the War Scroll reveal unique perspectives on the life of an ancient religious community, detailing their rules, rituals, and beliefs, painting a vivid picture of their spiritual life. The Community Rule, one of the key documents, describes strict moral and disciplinary principles, reflecting the community's aspiration to maintain purity and cohesion, as if they lived in a world apart from the surrounding society. Meanwhile, the War Scroll records visions of an imminent conflict between light and darkness, a symbolic battle aimed at purification and preparation for a new era of faith and righteousness. These mysteries not only deepen our understanding of an isolated and dedicated religious community, but also raise critical questions about the formation and evolution of sacred beliefs. They showcase the community's perseverance in preserving and passing down invaluable knowledge across generations. Among the vast array of ancient texts, there lies a lesser-known manuscript that holds a story of profound power and significance, like a hidden gem beneath the dust of time. This story not only enriches our understanding of ancient worldviews, but also reveals uncharted depths, allowing us to better comprehend the spiritual experiences of the past. Unlike familiar canonical texts, this manuscript presents a unique tale, imbued with mysticism and insights into ancient psychology and beliefs. It contains not only reflections, but also conveys spiritual values and ancient ways of life, reflecting the quest for truth and profound understanding of existence. This story sheds light on how ancient people grappled with questions of faith, morality, and the meaning of life. In doing so, it enriches our perspective on spiritual history while broadening our understanding of how ancient cultures formed their beliefs and values. Imagine a world where the boundaries between the divine and humanity blur, where colossal beings walk among men, bearing witness to an era of chaos and darkness. This is the scene depicted in the mysterious ancient book about giants, a world dominated by power and despair, where the fragile balance of humanity is put to the test. According to the story recorded, these giants were the offspring of a forbidden union between fallen angels and mortal women. This unnatural combination granted them immense strength and size, but it also posed a colossal threat to humankind. They embodied a fusion of divine power and corruptible human traits, resulting in a supernatural force that harbored seeds of conflict and ruin. Their emergence brought a turbulent era, shattering social order and leading to devastating conflicts. Their existence plunged humanity into chaos, serving as a reminder of the consequences of crossing the boundary between the divine and the mortal. The book about giants stands out not only for its antiquity, but also for its unique content, reflecting the profound corruption of both humanity and these beings. Its pages recount haunting tales of unrestrained greed and acts of cruelty, including scenes of cannibalism. Each story is written with gripping intensity, immersing readers in a dark world where destruction and salvation intertwine. The uniqueness of this book lies not only in the prophetic dreams experienced by the giants, but also in the ominous forewarnings of an apocalyptic flood. These dreams are clear indicators of the fragility of their existence and their role in the vast universe. Divinity and humanity dance in chaotic harmony, where every decision contributes to a shared tragedy, a tale of ultimate salvation amidst inevitable devastation. This book is not just a mythological narrative, but a cautionary tale, reminding us of the latent power within humanity and the dire consequences of its corruption. It masterfully blends mysticism and reality, leaving readers both in awe and deeply reflective on the fine line between good and evil, life and destruction. This epic tale unfolds before and after the Great Flood, leading readers into a world brimming with mystery. At the center stands Enoch, a figure of virtue and wisdom, serving as a bridge between the divine realm and the giants. Characters like Hoya, Ha, and Maui come alive with intertwined destinies, all under the shadow of impending divine punishment. Despite being fragmented into scattered texts, the book evokes familiar biblical imagery, creating a mythical world where history and legend merge into a mesmerizing tapestry of events. Yet, despite its depth and profound meanings, the Book of Giants was excluded from the Bible. This exclusion was not arbitrary, but reflects the process of forming the biblical canon, during which religious leaders faced the challenging task of selecting texts that aligned with the beliefs and teachings of their communities. Texts like the Book of Giants, with their peculiar and controversial content, may not have met the required standards. Canon formation demanded broad consensus on origins, authenticity, and alignment with the values and beliefs of the established community. This book, with its tales of the union between angels and humans, corruption and destruction, may have been deemed ambiguous and at odds with the notions of purity and virtue that religious leaders sought to uphold. Consequently, works such as the Book of Giants were excluded not only for their complex content, but also because they were incompatible with the core values that early religions aimed to establish. These texts, over time, fell into obscurity, no longer part of the mainstream narrative of religious history. This book was excluded from the Bible for failing to meet the strict criteria set by religious leaders. To be recognized, a text had to originate from an apostle or someone closely associated with one, gain widespread acceptance within the Christian community, and convey teachings that reflected moral and spiritual values. Interestingly, however, this book was incorporated into the tradition of Manichaeism, a religion founded by Mani. Growing up in southern Mesopotamia in a Jewish Christian sect called the Alans, Mani may have authored a version of this book. His religious visions began at the age of 12, guiding him on a unique path that eventually led to founding his religion. In Mani's version, the prophet and founder of Manichaeism, the story of the giants reappears, adding mysticism and complexity to what was recorded in the Dead Sea Scrolls. Written in an ancient Aramaic dialect known as Siak, this book unveils a world filled with mythical creatures, where demons, banished from heaven, descended to earth to spread chaos and destruction. The story portrays not just a battle between divine forces and darkness, but a profound struggle between heaven and earth, salvation and ruin. In this battle, archangels Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel are not only central figures in religious legends, but also leaders in the fight against the invasion of darkness. They lead angelic forces in epic battles, determined to restore balance between light and darkness. The story is not just a mythical conflict, but also a reflection of humanity's eternal struggles with ethics, choices, and consequences. It raises questions about the division between good and evil and the role of giants, beings of extraordinary strength yet harboring the potential to disrupt natural order and plunge the world into chaos. This battle symbolizes not only grand supernatural confrontations, but also the decisions humanity faces in daily life. The giants in the book possess not only immense power, but also divine knowledge. They use their strength to devastate and destroy rather than aid humanity. The story revolves around two main characters, Hoya and Ha, haunted by dreams foretelling impending disaster, including a great flood. Enoch explains that the flood serves as a cleansing act to eradicate the giants and the wicked from the earth. Meanwhile, a group of angels, the Watchers, abandon their original duties and succumb to human temptations, resulting in unions with humans and the birth of the Nephilim, their giant offspring. These Nephilim began wreaking havoc on Earth, pushing humanity to the brink of extinction. Their emergence created a chaotic world, leading to environmental and social destruction. Hope emerged when some giants began organizing themselves into tribes, seeking order and safety in a world of chaos. Dreams of repentance and ancient prophecies began to surface among them. Mai, one of the tribal leaders, shared his prophetic dreams about an impending great flood and mysterious names that appeared in his visions, including Noah and his sons. Oya, a figure of power and influence, debated with Mai about the meaning of these dreams. He argued that the dreams were not warnings for the giants, but rather for the fallen angels, such as Azazel, who had led humanity astray and now faced divine punishment. Despite Oya's control over the giants, doubts continued to plague Mai. Uneasy about the future and the consequences of their actions, Mai sensed something was amiss in blaming their ancestors. Troubled by terrifying dreams, Mai resolved to seek answers from Enoch, known for his profound wisdom, about these ominous signs. Ignoring the opposition of Hoya, a powerful giant, Mai set out on his journey. However, even when Enoch could not fully decipher the dreams, tensions and anger among the giants reached a breaking point. Under the power of the angel Gabriel and the wrath of a great flood, the giants faced inevitable annihilation. In a fit of rage and loss over his kin, Hoya fought Leviathan, a sea monster, but could not escape divine retribution. Exhausted and on the verge of drowning in the flood, Hoya realized that regret could not save them. The world was submerged, leaving only Noah and the creatures aboard his ark. The giants, once rulers of the earth, became cursed shadows, unable to find peace in the afterlife. The book about the giants is a mysterious work with multiple versions, each offering unique details and messages. The first version was discovered in the Dead Sea Scrolls in 1947, written in ancient Aramaic, while another version is linked to Mani, the founder of the Gnostic religion. However, both are severely fragmented, leaving only partial stories and enigmatic messages. The narrative revolves around the giants, their crimes, and the destruction they faced. Although the details differ between versions, a common theme is Enoch's warning of the judgment these beings would face for their sins. Yet, the ending remains ambiguous, leaving readers to speculate about the fates of Mai and Hoya, the central characters in the story. The gaps in the texts add to the mystique of the book, making it a compelling subject for those seeking ancient mysteries, the conflict between angels and monsters, and the struggle between the divine and humanity. Although the fates of Hoya and Ha may seem predictable, a Manichaean version provides a more explicit conclusion, featuring a fierce battle between Hoya and Ha, the descendants of Samyaza, and the sea monster Leviathan, embodying a confrontation between good and evil. Enoch, the central figure, serves as a mysterious symbol, not directly involved in events but acting as God's messenger. In the Book of Enoch, he is portrayed as a unique figure who did not die but was taken to heaven by God, making him the subject of endless speculation. With his special relationship with God, Enoch became a model of sanctity and reconciliation between heaven and humanity, particularly in delivering God's decisions to the fallen angels who created the Nephilim, giant and sinful beings. Although Enoch offered hope and a chance for redemption, the fallen angels' refusal sealed their tragic fate, adding to the story's haunting tone. In the Book of Giants, Enoch retains a similar role as he attempts to restore balance between the giants and heaven. He seeks to bring hope to the offspring of the Watchers, knowing that divine forgiveness is difficult to achieve. Enoch stands amidst a world descending into chaos, striving to temper divine wrath and deliver a message of salvation, though many creatures, including the giants, refuse to heed him. In this role, Enoch is viewed as a mediator between heaven and humanity, judgment and salvation, even though the ultimate outcome remains punishment for those who strayed from the path. Enoch, in this apocalyptic context, is truly a standout figure, not only for his righteousness, but also for his profound wisdom. In a world engulfed by corruption and violence, he serves as a beacon, guiding the way to justice and divine understanding. Enoch's righteousness, which earned him ascension to heaven, is not merely a personal reward, but a testament to faith in justice and the grandeur of righteous deeds, even in the darkest times. He is not just a messenger of divine truth, but a symbol of hope for those who still believe in God's justice. Meanwhile, the giants, depicted as Nephilim in the Book of Enoch, reflect the darker aspects of corruption and moral decay. These beings, with their immense size and strength, not only defiled the world they inhabited, but also embodied the degradation of human values. They are beings stripped of righteousness and reason, driven by base instincts and desires, losing all human dignity. Their destructive and ruthless nature serves as a warning about the collapse of morality and natural order, which, if unchecked, could lead the world to ruin. The Nephilim giants in this story symbolize the temptations of power and unbridled ambition, forces capable of stripping humanity of its purity and bringing about complete destruction. The threat they posed extended beyond physical harm, disrupting fundamental moral values and turning humans into beings incapable of distinguishing right from wrong. In this context, Enoch emerges as a model of perseverance in upholding morality and justice amidst a world rife with corruption and existential threats. Ultimately, the character of Enoch and the tale of the giants serve as a powerful metaphor for the eternal struggle between good and evil, justice and corruption. The contrast between Enoch, symbolizing righteousness and wisdom, and the giants, representing corruption and violence, mirrors humanity's inner conflicts and the complex interplay between free will and destiny. This story, with its profound symbolism and unresolved mysteries, continues to captivate scholars and religious followers, offering deep insights into the cosmos, human nature, and our relationship with the divine. What sets the Book of Giants apart is its portrayal of these creatures with a more humanistic approach, vividly expressing emotions and anxieties akin to those of humans. Instead of being depicted merely as massive, ruthless beings, the giants in this narrative are portrayed as entities capable of feeling fear, doubt, and a longing for redemption. Among them, Ma stands out as a figure seeking guidance and resolution for his struggles, showcasing a strong humanistic element and the potential for change in a world on the brink of destruction. The story does not merely narrate destruction, but also delves into the internal struggles of its characters, highlighting their yearning for transformation and salvation, even as they remain overshadowed by corruption and judgment. However, some critics argue that the actions of Ma and other giants are not driven by genuine faith or a sincere desire for forgiveness, but are primarily motivated by selfishness and a longing for personal salvation. This difference in depicting the giants between the Book of Giants and other sources, such as the Dead Sea Scrolls, raises profound questions about human nature, repentance, and the quest for redemption. Can the giants truly change and find salvation, or are they irrevocably bound by their past actions? This moral ambiguity not only adds complexity to the narrative, but also encourages readers to reflect on the nature of good and evil, personal choices, and the potential for transformation. The story is not a simple dichotomy of right and wrong, but a lesson in sacrifice, responsibility, and the capacity for change, emphasizing the inner struggles faced by all beings, whether giants or mortals. The depiction of giants in the Book of Giants is not solely a reflection of their brutal actions, but also a deep concern for their own survival and prosperity. This selfish and self-centered attitude highlights their inability to grasp the consequences of their actions and a lack of genuine remorse for their transgressions. This explains why their prayers go unanswered, and why they ultimately face final punishment, extinction. Despite knowing the gravity of their mistakes, the giants remain unable to overcome their ego and comprehend the scope and impact of their destructive actions. The inclusion of Gilgamesh in the story adds complexity, establishing a connection to Middle Eastern mythology, particularly the Sumerian epic of Gilgamesh. Integrating such a character enriches the cultural framework of the narrative while linking it to broader ancient mythological traditions. In his own epic, Gilgamesh is depicted as a powerful king and a seeker of wisdom and immortality, adding depth to the story of the giants and their connection to ancient values. This highlights the text's interaction with various cultures and beliefs, showcasing the richness and diversity of its cultural influences. Gilgamesh's presence in the text about the giants not only illustrates his strength and authority, but also underscores his doubt when confronted with divine power, serving as a reminder of God's supreme and unchallengeable authority in biblical theology. Despite being a legendary figure renowned for his extraordinary strength and resilience, Gilgamesh is portrayed as cautious in the face of divine omnipotence. This conveys a powerful message that no human, regardless of power or courage, can surpass God's will. The stark contrast between the giants' obsession with their survival and Gilgamesh's perspective on strength and security highlights differing approaches to power. The giants, despite their might, are consumed by self-preservation, disregarding the consequences of their actions on the world. Meanwhile, Gilgamesh, though a near-divine being of great bravery, willingly faces immense challenges, embodying an understanding of the impermanence of life and the inevitability of fate. This adds depth to the story, inviting readers to reflect on humanity's relationship with divinity and the balance between personal power and adherence to cosmic laws. In the famed Mesopotamian epic of Gilgamesh, Gilgamesh is portrayed as a supernaturally strong character in pursuit of immortality. His journey is marked by encounters with gods and monsters, culminating in profound insight into the finiteness of human life and the true nature of immortality. Ultimately, he realizes immortality is not achieved through power or defiance of fate, but through acceptance of life's transience and the pursuit of noble values. In the Dead Sea Scrolls version of the Book of Giants, Gilgamesh plays a significant role as a symbol of strength and wisdom. He reassures Oya about the ominous visions in his dreams, asserting that these visions are not directed at the giants but serve as warnings to the world's leaders. Gilgamesh provides clarity and guidance amidst the chaos and fear, helping characters confront profound mysteries about fate, power, and existence. His calm and profound understanding positions him as a guiding figure during moments of darkness and confusion. The events in the story emphasize the giants' plight and the crucial role of Enoch as a mediator between divine beings and humanity. In the giants' chaotic and desperate circumstances, their turning to Enoch, a human rather than a divine being, for counsel underscores their despair and highlights Enoch's unique role in reconciling the divine and human realms. Enoch, with his wisdom and close connection to heavenly powers, symbolizes understanding and justice, making him the sole figure the giants could turn to during their crisis. As the giants grappled with despair and inevitable punishment, they recognized that only one man, Enoch, could help them comprehend the weight of their actions and the judgment to come. This highlights Enoch's importance, not only in the story of the giants but also within the broader apocalyptic context, where salvation or doom hinges on communication between the divine and humanity. Ma's journey to meet Enoch is a particularly notable part of the story, described as a cosmic voyage through realms and trials. His need to traverse the sun to reach Enoch's dwelling underscores not only his desperate search for answers, but also his determination amidst despair and instability. This cosmic journey amplifies the mystique and grandeur of the narrative, while reaffirming Enoch's role as a beacon of wisdom in a turbulent and chaotic world. In the Book of Enoch, Enoch's journey through perilous realms, guided by angels, mirrors Ma's quest. Enoch, often described as a figure capable of flight, shares this trait with the giants in the Dead Sea Scrolls, suggesting a hereditary link to their angelic forebears. While the giants exhibit signs of intelligence and civilization, their lack of understanding of the natural world is evident in their ignorance about the dangers of flying too close to the sun, a reckless act that ultimately leads to disaster. This ignorance adds depth to the story, contrasting the giants' immense power with their severe limitations in comprehending natural hazards. The narrative of Ma consulting Enoch and Enoch's inability to provide immediate answers underscores the tension and complexity in the relationship between humans, giants, and divine beings. Though Enoch possesses wisdom and connections to heavenly powers, he is neither a judge nor an omnipotent figure, but merely a messenger seeking guidance from God himself. The uncertainty in seeking answers, particularly in the face of ominous dreams and catastrophic signs, emphasizes the transitory nature of knowledge in this world, even for those perceived to hold extraordinary power. The story also highlights the giants' conflicting fate. They look to a tablet recording the demise of the Watchers, the fallen angels, and perceive their destiny as sealed. Yet the tablet serves not only as a sign of doom, but also as a hint of possible salvation, something their parents, the Watchers, did not possess. This suggests that even in a world ruled by powerful beings or divine forces, there exists an opportunity for redemption and repentance. It raises questions about the potential for change and salvation, even in the face of seemingly predestined destruction. This duality is what makes the Book of Giants particularly captivating. It not only offers deeper insights into the Nephilim, but also broadens our understanding of these mysterious beings, exploring aspects left untold in ancient religious texts. The text stands as a fascinating example of ancient Jewish apocalyptic literature, not merely recounting catastrophic events, but also reflecting the religious beliefs and worldview of that era. These dark events are portrayed not only as a battle between good and evil, but also as a commentary on the corruption of divine beings and the complex relationship between humanity and the divine. Whether in the Dead Sea Scrolls or the Manichaean tradition, both texts explore critical themes such as the ability of angels to act independently of divine will, the dangerous implications of their union with humans, and the consequences the giants brought upon the world. These stories serve not only as warnings about corruption and destructive impacts, but also provoke profound questions about the nature of power, free will, and the accountability of supernatural beings for their actions. The Book of Giants is more than a mythical tale. It is a profound lesson in salvation, wisdom, and the limitations of divine power. It emphasizes a key theme: divine order and laws are essential for maintaining the universe's stability. When powerful beings like giants or fallen angels violate these principles, they trigger severe consequences, not just for themselves, but also for the earthly realm. This narrative invites us to reflect on the relationship between humanity and the divine, especially how our actions and decisions can have long-lasting effects on life and the environment around us. When natural order is disrupted and moral and spiritual principles are ignored, chaos becomes inevitable. The giants, despite their strength and might, could not escape the repercussions of their transgressions. They faced not only divine punishment, but also the disintegration of a world they could no longer control. Through its portrayal of the struggle between good and evil, corruption and salvation, the Book of Giants reminds us that every action, whether by humans or supernatural beings, has far-reaching consequences. It encourages us to carefully consider our decisions, understanding that we cannot exist outside the higher principles of morality and spirituality that the universe demands. Finally, this story poses a challenging question. What legacy are we leaving in our time by disregarding the divine and natural laws governing the world? This question urges us to reflect on our individual and collective responsibility in maintaining universal order and encourages us to work toward building a fairer and more harmonious world. The Book of Giants serves as a reminder to reevaluate our actions and recognize the impact our choices have on the world we inhabit. Thank you all for staying with us until the end of this video. While today's video was longer than anticipated, we wanted to ensure these important concepts were clearly explained before diving into the main content. You are the best audience, and we deeply appreciate your support in building this community. Stay safe and have a wonderful day. See you in the next video.